Hey everybody, um, welcome to day 5 of the AI+ART 2018 project. I'm Steven again, and yeah, I'm sort of here at the end of the first 5 days. I think I might take a day or two off from doing the streams and podcasts every day over the weekend. We'll see, maybe I'll be back tomorrow. But I thought I'd just sort of tell you what I've been up to today, show you how things are, and yeah, sort of look back a little bit on the week. So today got existential really fast. So where I was at yesterday was I had a bot engine ready. I could feed it some conversations and it would respond. And so what I did today was started taking a big collection of my old text messages and turning those into the format that the bot can use. And I got a lot of the way through that, but the process was really strange. So after a couple hours of fighting with the sort of 6,000 message thing for my time in Portland, I started looking around at the other backups I had. Was there anything that's better formatted or not quite as crazy, with all the weird things to deal with? And then what I found myself sort of sucked down was all of these old text messages from, friends and good times, and also like times I was really in love with somebody, and then the horrible breakups that followed that. And what I found really sort of striking and surprising was how all of the emotion of those moments was still there. Like I read those text messages and I was just transported back in time. And I was living through both the like awesome parts and the really shitty parts of those moments. And it was really strange. Like I got married last month. I'm in a really great place. I'm in a great relationship. But memory doesn't care, right? So memory is just sort of this crazy tidal wave that hits us sometimes. And so that's what a lot of today was. And it made me really uncomfortable. I actually reminded me a little bit. I was out at this place called Gibbs Farm. It's a sculpture park here in New Zealand. It's astounding. For those who, well, if you keep watching, you'll hear sort of what I think about New Zealand. I think there's some good stuff and there's some hard stuff. Gibbs Farm is one of the best things. It's amazing. It's a giant, giant space by the Gibbs. I think they have a farm. It is actually a farm. There's like sheep all over it. But they've commissioned all of these really amazing large-scale sculptures. And there was this piece by Serra, I think is his name. And I don't remember what the piece was called, but it's just this like really intense arc across the landscape. And it looks like the stream is totally freaking out right now. Why is the stream freaking out? That's not cool. Are we there? Are we back? I'm in the middle of telling a thing. Come on, stream. We're not working. This is not good. Technical difficulties. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'll stop that. Are we better? Can we be better? We can be better. We can rebuild it. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if anybody is still able to watch this stuff. Looks like there's a few people there. Hang in there. This will get better. I'm sure. Somehow. It will get better. Let me kill a couple of other things that could be using it. Yep. And how's that? Yes, we're back in the green. Uh-huh. We're not back in the green. This is not good. Okay, well, that's sort of problematic. It's hard to do a live stream when you can't get to the internet. Hang in there. If you are watching, my internet appears to be going down. Hey, thanks for that, Tom. So it's mostly working. You know what? We're just going to soldier through, and it's just going to be awkward and choppy. And if it's really terrible, then, tell me on that. And in case it's really terrible right now, I'll just type that as a comment. Anyhow, yeah, and if this doesn't go well, I'll upload a recording of this in about 30 minutes or something. Thanks for hanging in there on that. Yeah, so there's this piece by Serra. It's this giant, like, amazing curved arc. And I actually have, I thought this might come up. I try to have like little samples of stuff in case I go down certain tangents. And so I have a picture of this that I can show you, theoretically, assuming we're streaming. This is sort of a quick view of the piece. Tom's having fun in the comments. Hi, Tom. It's this piece anyway. It's this giant arc, massive in this landscape. And what was really sort of surprising about it as I approached it, I thought, I'm not going to think very much of this. And I sort of walked up to it and I got really uncomfortable. Like, it's really started freaking me out. And I was like, I really don't like this piece. And I was walking with my partner and she's like, well, why don't we go look at something else? And I was like, no, we're good. Like, that's one of the things like that I appreciate about art is art makes you feel, right? And sometimes it doesn't always make you feel happy. Sometimes it makes you feel uncomfortable. Sometimes it challenges you. That ended up being one of my favorite pieces at Gibbs Farm. And I found myself with that same deep, uncomfortable feeling today. Like, I'm not sure that I like actually digging up all of these old memories of heartbreak and, all these relationships that have changed over time. I'm not even sure it's a really good idea, but I'm definitely going to keep moving towards it. I'm going to keep walking towards it and see what comes out. It also got me thinking about what, will come out of this as this bot starts talking and what that means. Like, so I've got all these conversations and I've stored them. I'll show you where we are now, actually. I just had to kill this. This is a giant process that's running. It's been running for a few hours, and it was 8% done before I shut it down because I thought it might be killing the stream. So, yeah, that went poorly. Sudden segue. For those who are watching this instead of listening to this, you will notice that it's darker than it was. Things look a little bit different. I am with beer. Specifically, I am with Moa's Milk Chocolate Stout. I'll see how much New Zealand craft beer I can include in these episodes. But basically what happened is that somehow, for reasons that I don't completely understand, and I really hope aren't going to happen again, the audio cut out. And so there was, instead of the complete rest of that stream, there was the rest of the stream in silence with me gesticulating and looking really engaged and telling you amazing things. And that went live. And then I went out and I had beers and I came home and discovered how badly all of that had gone. And then I re-recorded an ending to that. And I finished that and it went well. It was a little bit rambly because I've been having some beer. And I finished all that and then hit play. And the audio shut off for that. I'm not kidding. So now we're trying a third try. And I don't know if this will work, but maybe it takes the pressure off and making it easier because it's just gone so badly. So yeah, if you're really confused, hey, I'm with you. So I'm going to try to pick up the thread that I was carrying like 5 hours ago. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a shot. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to show up. We're going to get this episode out one way or another, and we'll just see. So anyhow, yeah, I've got some of the text messages and things are going into the bot. It's being trained. I'm not going to show you that again because that's when it all went wrong. But today I started to think more about, like, when this all comes together, what is that echo going to be. And two things about that really struck me. One was that as I dug through this, and I dug through sort of the older memories and all that, I realized that who I am changes over time. And I realized is sort of a really optimistic way to put that. Like, I hope that who I am changes over time, right? Specifically, I hope, like, one of the things I read through today, and it stuck with me, is like kind of a shitty breakup. And if I'm gonna be honest, from me and the perspective that I have right now, I was kind of a dick. Like, I did that badly. And I kind of think on some level I knew, and I kind of think everybody around me knew, and everyone was like, really, Stephen, this is... And I would like to tell you that I'm not that person. I believe I'm not that person. But context is a lot of these things. Like, context creates behavior. And there's a phrase that a friend of mine shared recently, and she's done a lot of work in prisons with youth. It says, never underestimate the power of context. I'm not actually sure I'm a different person. I might just be in a different context. I might have actually learned and grown and changed. And all of this gets really tricky when I'm trying to make sort of a digital representation of myself, right? Like, if I think I'm the same person that I've always been and the context has changed, then I'm okay. But if I think I'm shifting over time, then I kind of have, I'm in like a Walt Whitman Leaves of Grass scenario, right? Like, I'm trying to figure out, well, is the 2017 version the best me? It's not. Is the 2018 version? Maybe. The 2016 me was pretty good. 2016 me might be my best vintage. I'm not sure. There's a real weird sense of trying to bottle up and capture what this echo of you should be. The second thing is sort of the bigger picture thing with technology that we've been struggling with, and that's that recording and remembering are different, right? So my generation, the generation older than me, we saw computers and we were like, oh, thank God, I can't remember anything. So these computers are going to be great, and I'll never forget all the shit that I'm supposed to get done. I won't forget the groceries. I won't forget my crazy idea. I won't forget the business I'm going to start. All of the ideas that run around in my head, I can capture all of them. The generations after us largely have been like, guys, listen, that's a terrible idea, right? Like, this is why Snapchat exists. It's why it's important. Forgetting matters, and forgetting has value, right? Forgetting is what lets you cull. It's what lets you take 1,000 different memories and narrow it down to just the 2 or 3 that are really important. And that's another thing that, as I'm looking at this first week, I'm really starting to wrestle with. Like, how many messages of me trying to coordinate whether or not my friends are going to be coming to trivia and whether or not I should order them beers are really helpful to put into this digital echo of me, right? Like, probably just like one good set, right? I don't think I need like that to be 20% of the sample size. But it's that sense that, like, we love computers and we love data. Like, people are, I'm data driven. Like, okay, great, you're data driven. So data won't lie to you, and data won't provide context. Data will just tell you what happened. And that's sort of the difference to me between recording, which is just like, here's what happened, all of it, unfiltered, and remembering. Remembering is where our brains, based on the things that we care about and experience and importance and all of that, selectively filter what happens. So when I was a kid, my family had a subscription, thanks to my grandmother, to Reader's Digest. For those who don't know it, I think it's only in the States. It's a periodical monthly, I believe. And it's tiny. It's like this thick, and it's sort of a small square. I don't know how to do this on the kids. It's small. It's a small little book. Couple hundred pages. And it's just like selected snippets of things that were written in the last couple of weeks that are nice. I think it had a certain sort of agenda and tone, all that. But on one of the pages of these 200 that showed up was a page called Quotable Quotes. Quotable Quotes was my favorite page. And despite the rambly nature of my increasingly drunken attempts to finish this episode, I love concision. I love concision. I love the process of taking a big, complicated thing and just distilling it down. One of my good friends who's a poet, I always describe her sort of as an anvil. Like there's nothing left except the very densest nature of her work. And I love that. That's what memory gives us for free. So anyway, in this Quotable Quotes page, there's a quote by Margaret Atwood, who I didn't have any idea who she was at the time because I was like 10 years old. And she said, memory is like water, or like the surface of a pond. Sometimes one thing rises to the surface, sometimes another, sometimes nothing. And it's just stuck with me. There's a handful of quotes from those pages that I've carried with me my whole life. In my mind, like the words were just so right, and I thought, some part of me knew that was a true thing about being a human being. Memory's a weird thing. That's actually how it works, right? I don't actually have to confront those horrible breakups and those deep loves and all those things on a daily basis. Time has taken care of that for me. But when I build this echo, when I build this digital version of myself, computers don't know that. They don't have memory. They don't have any of the stuff that's sort of the Moravec's paradox we were talking about the other day. Like stuff that's really natural for us. Hey, this happened a long time ago and I was drunk. Like, don't put too much stock in it. This was really recent. It was meaningful. I was sober. Put more stock in that. We have to teach them all those things. And as I'm making a digital echo of myself, I have to decide which of those things I actually believe and how am I going to train and sculpt this thing. And at the end of week 1, my answer is I don't know. And I'm really happy about that. So I'm personally somebody who thrives on exploration. I've spent the last few years traveling all over the world, moving every couple of months, learning a bunch of different languages. And this year, I think, is another type of that. There is a sense of the unknown. There's a sense of like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know any of the answers. We are very nearly, and I think we will get to the frontiers of what we know about computer science and how we can make things, how that intersects with art, what is the world we live in. Like these are all like interesting edges of what it is to be alive. And this year I think we get to explore those, which is going to be fun. So I'm sort of sitting at the end of week 1 again, desperately hoping that the audio on this is working, but just really grateful. I'm grateful for you for going on this journey with me, even though you know, kind of have to know like, it's just this guy, he's doing this AI art thing. Okay, thanks. Thank you. It's really lovely to not be alone in heading off into the wilderness of the unknown, and I appreciate having you with me. If you have thoughts on ways I can make this better, please like leave a comment, send me an email, steven@inkandfeet.com. I don't always reply to everything because I just can't, but I do read everything that comes in, and I would love to hear that. I'm thinking about doing like an FAQ kind of session, so if you've got stuff that you've been wondering, like what the hell is artificial intelligence, or how does this all work, or anything, throw me some questions. You can also hit me up on the comments on the videos on YouTube. I'm pretty good at looking at those. I'm not going to be super quick, so nobody take it personally if I'm slow at responding is the summary. But I do sort of see everything that's coming in, and I really, really love to hear from you, what you're interested in about, what you're interested in. And yeah, like what this feels like a journey that we're doing together. And so I really do want to jump in directions that people are interested in exploring and kind of figure out together what's out there. So thank you again for spending some of your precious life with me, either listening to this or watching this. If you are on any of the respective platforms and you have not subscribed in the ways that make sense to do that, please do that. YouTube, you'll get notification when live streams go up, which is me putting this out there. I don't re-record and edit except when everything goes terribly wrong. And podcast, you'll see when new ones come out. And yeah, that's it. It is late Friday, almost Saturday here. Might be Saturday, actually. Happy weekend. You made it to Friday if you're just coming up on Friday. If you're in the weekend, congratulations. Enjoy your weekend. I think I'm going to take a couple of days here to just decompress a little bit. Maybe figure out some of the bugs in the setup that ruined the whole stream. And we'll be back on it on my Monday, Some of the World Sunday. That's what I got. Thanks for watching. I will leave you with Ghoul. You ready? Doing a little Ghoul dance.